Hello? My name is Alexander. I live in Ukraine, 16 miles from the front line, and I will tell you about the main military news from Ukraine for January 15th. Yesterday, on January 14th, the Ukrainian Air Force destroyed an enemy A-50 long-range radar detection aircraft and an enemy Il-22 air control center over the Sea of Azov. This was officially confirmed by the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Ukraine Valery Zelensky and the press service of the Air Force of Ukraine. Russia produces about 115 to 130 strategic missiles per month as of January 2024 GR. In addition to this, the Russians produce. Production has not increased in recent months. Everything produced is immediately delivered to the battlefield. Russians are preparing a new offensive in the coming weeks. ISW. Analysts believe they will start it in eastern and southern Ukraine when the ground freezes. But due to the lack of forces and personnel, there will be no large-scale breakthrough, experts say. Forbes. Russia's losses from the attack on 2 planes could reach $530 million. According to journalists, the cost of the A-50 is $330 to $500 million. This is a flying radar, of which Russia had 14 at the beginning of 2024. The Il-22M aircraft is estimated at $30 million. This is an airborne control center, usually occupied by officers who manage combat operations. Russia currently has only 8 A-50 aircraft in working order. Russia may take revenge for the downed planes by firing massive missile strikes at Ukraine. Canada will provide security guarantees for Ukraine. The document is already on the table in the President's office. The negotiations will last for a few weeks, said Ambassador of Canada to Ukraine Natalie Tsmoc. Zelensky's peace formula talks in Davos ended without a clear plan. Bloomberg. Ukraine had hopes of gaining support from the global south, but so far that goal is still a long way off. Participants were able to clarify some issues for upcoming discussions, but nothing more. Neither Ukraine nor Russia is going to make any territorial concessions. Meeting at the level of state leaders, which Kiev had been striving for, has not been planned yet. Recall that the peace formula is President Zelensky's 10 points, which propose Russia's de facto surrender, the complete withdrawal of its troops and reparations to Kiev. The Ukrainian delegation discussed it yesterday with national security advisors from 88 countries. Western countries need to prepare for further conflicts involving China, Russia, North Korea and Iran over the next 5 years. British Defense Minister. We are at the dawn of a new era, the transition from the post-war world to the pre-war world. Ukraine can win by turning Putin's strategy against itself and exsanguinating the Russians at Avdeevka. The Telegraph. The Russian Federation has chosen the tactic of a war of attrition. This is thought to be favorable to Russia, but Ukraine could radically reverse this situation. The Ukrainian Armed Forces should continue to exsanguinate the Russians near Avdiivka until dead ruins remain of the city. This position can then be abandoned. If the leaders in Kiev are smart, they will give such an order. In a real war of attrition, a competent army looks for opportunities to kill other people's soldiers without risking its own. In this context, defense makes perfect sense. Ukraine will win if the Russians continue their senseless and expensive offensive. Ukrainians can deploy Putin's strategy against himself. Ukraine has developed an armor-piercing munition for FPV drones up. The warhead of the new EFPS ammunition has a shock core, powerful armor-piercing action and a long range of remote defeat. The weight of the striking element striking the target is 165 g. The velocity of the striking element striking the target is 1,800 meters per second. The radius of effective defeat is 8 meters. The Ukrainian Armed Forces, which are now in active defense, can still surprise Syrskyi in an interview with Reuters. Our goals remain unchanged: to hold our positions, to exhaust the enemy by inflicting maximum losses. Fighting on both sides is now on a smaller scale to conserve ammunition and men. Russia has probably also learned to contain losses. Offensives at the battalion level are very rare. Technology is likely to play an important role if Kiev wants to win the war. To gain an advantage, Ukrainian forces need more advanced equipment that operates on multiple frequencies simultaneously. Russians have failed their initial plan of action in the Avdiivka area and are now acting on the situation, Chairman of the Council of Reservists of the Land Forces Ivan Tymochko. He noted that Avdiivka is not occupied, and there are no prospects for its occupation in the near future. But the assaults and attacks continue unabated. 370,000 Russians were killed in the war against Ukraine. The General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine reported that 61 combat engagements took place over the past day. In particular, the Russians' assault activity was observed in the following areas. Avdeevka 20 enemy attacks were repelled. Mariinka 17 attacks were repelled. Kupiansk, Shakhtarsk and Lyman 4 attacks each. Bakhmut and Zaporizhia 2 attacks each. Aviation of the Defense Forces struck 11 areas where personnel, weapons and military equipment were concentrated. Missile troops hit 3 areas of the Air Defense Forces, 9 artillery pieces, 4 air defense pieces, a BC depot and an enemy electronic warfare station. That was all the main military news from Ukraine. Thank you for watching this episode. Don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date with the latest military news from Ukraine. Goodbye.